Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin has gotten a significant rejection and we are probably going even lower. But today, I need to show you a surprisingly bullish scenario no one is paying attention to. First, you can see that Bitcoin is seeing a rejection towards downside only after we took the liquidity exactly above the recent high. And also right here, we are experiencing a very small bounce towards the upside only after a lot of people are getting wrecked, only after Bitcoin takes the liquidity below the recent low. And that is also exactly why yesterday on Twitter, I shared with you a very important tweet where I said, liquidity is what moves this market. And it really proves my point that majority of people have literally zero idea of what they are doing in the market. They are being bullish exactly at the area of resistance. They're being bearish exactly at the area of support. And even if we are going to pay attention to the tweets and the comments I have been posting for the past couple of days on Twitter, I was looking for a rejection on Ethereum. A lot of people were bullish exactly at the area of resistance, maybe even firing brand new long or buy positions. But as I usually say, if we are trading at the area of resistance, I am more interested to fire another short position, not only on Ethereum, also on Bitcoin. And for example, this specific trade, this specific trading idea I shared with you already a couple of days ago is right now playing out literally almost exactly. Rejection at the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, and of course also a push towards the downside. That is why today I also want to share with you another scenario no one is prepared for, because yesterday on Twitter I saw a lot of people talking about the price targets of 95,000 US dollars on Bitcoin. Yes, I also shared with you a bigger ABC correction that can right now be taking place on Bitcoin only 3 days ago, where I talked about those exact price targets. But it got me thinking, if a lot of people are actually expecting those price targets to actually be hit, what if they are not going to be hit and Bitcoin is already going to see a major reversal towards the upside? That is why today I want to share with you an alternative scenario to our ABC correction right here, which is going to be more of a bullish scenario where we could be expecting a reversal much earlier than majority of people are right now expecting to happen. So what we are right now going to do, in the past couple of videos, we talked about this major and quite a significant push towards the downside for our CLE wave. However, what if we right now adjust our LE wave count just slightly? In this case, we are not going to talk about an ABC correction, but actually about the WXY correction on the 4-hour time frame, where we are going to say, this right here was our W wave right here. We got a push towards the upside for our X wave, and what we are forming right now is going to be another ABC correction, and of course the last Y wave towards the downside. And probably right here you're wondering, what is the target of our Y wave and where can Bitcoin potentially already see a reversal towards the upside? Do not get me wrong, I am not saying the ABC correction right here cannot play out. However, if we right now want to see the CLE wave to actually play out, we need to start moving impulsively towards downside literally in the next couple of hours. And if we are not going to move impulsively and very aggressively lower, potentially this ABC correction is going to be invalidated and we can be expecting a reversal literally already after Bitcoin takes out the low at approximately 103,000 US dollars. That is why at this specific level, I am already going to be taking some profits on Bitcoin short position and also on Ethereum short position. And additionally, if there is going to be a nice reaction towards the upside, I am even going to fire another long position on Bitcoin, expecting literally another all-time high. That is right now why, before I share with you the exact price target, I would really appreciate for you to smash up the like button, because 1,000 likes are really possible. And also, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now share with you the biggest area of support you can right now notice on the 4-hour time frame. And we are simply going to long at the area of support once everyone is then going to expect Bitcoin is going to hit 96,000 US dollar area. And why do I like this specific prediction so much? Because we are still following the most important rule. We are being bullish at the area of support once everyone is bearish, and we are simply then going to look to fire another long position. And this specific idea is simply going to be based on the theory of the horizontal range Bitcoin has been respecting on the 4-hour time frame. We are being bullish at the bottom of the range, we are being bearish at the top of the range. So if we are right now going to see another push towards the downside, definitely the bottom of our horizontal range is then going to be hit. Not only that, what I said yesterday on Twitter right here, where I was talking about the liquidity, I simply said liquidity is what moves this market. And if you right now see what was the next level I was paying attention to, it was really the liquidity level below the recent low at approximately 102.7 thousand US dollars. So not only we are being bullish at the bottom of the range, Bitcoin is taking the liquidity below the recent low right here, and additionally we can go even one step further. Let me measure the entire upper price section with volume, where you're right now going to see value area low lands exactly at the bottom of the range, exactly below the recent low. And not only that, what I said before, if we are right now forming a bigger WXY correction right here, we can even measure the price targets of this last push towards the downside with Fibonacci extension levels. So what we can right now do, let me go with Fibonacci extension exactly from the high, back towards the low, back towards the high. And the first target has already been hit, which is 0.618 Fibonacci extension level. However, to be honest, I don't really think we are bottoming out already at this specific area, and the reason for that is because the 5-wave price structure on the 1-hour time frame clearly looks unfinished. We got the first push down, correction, another push down, another correction, and that is simply why I would like to see another impulse towards the upside for Bitcoin to take out the low at approximately 102.7 thousand US dollars. And you can right here also see 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level is landing at approximately 101,000 US dollars. Unfortunately, it is not aligning exactly with our liquidity level below the low, and also it is not aligning exactly with the bottom of our horizontal range. However, as you can see right here on the Bitcoin chart, is that deviations are something very, very common. We got a deviation from the range already right here, another deviation, and also a lot of smaller deviations exactly at the start of our horizontal range. So that is why I am not expecting that the bottom of the range right here is going to be respected exactly. So that is why I am telling to you, if we do right now see another push towards downside, taking the liquidity below the recent low, pushing towards the bottom of the range, maybe even hitting the 1-to-1 Fibonacci extension level, maybe even hitting the daily high term time frame area of support. And of course, if we do see then a reaction towards the upside, maybe Bitcoin is not going to actually go much lower for our bigger ABC correction. And of course, also maybe we are then not going to hit our lower targets at approximately 96,000 US dollars. We bottom out at approximately, let's just say, 102,000 US dollars, and we are then going to pump straight towards another all-time high. Literally, a cherry on top would be if we are going to see some bullish divergences on the RSI indicator. So you really need to pay attention if the RSI is still going to be forming another higher low right here, and Bitcoin then forming another lower low. It is going to be a regular bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame, bullish Bitcoin indication, and that is simply why we could then be interested to fire another long or a buying position on Bitcoin. And of course, also then I am going to be taking some profits off my short positions right here. And that is also why if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free 8,000 US dollar bonus without KYC and without VPN with the second link down below in the description, because only after you register, you're going to get 10 USDT completely for free. Now, this specific bonus is unfortunately still capped to only first 500 users, but nevertheless, you can still then get a 20% deposit bonus, and also the more you're going to trade, the bigger bonuses you're going to get. You still have right now 9 more days for this specific campaign, but nevertheless, take advantage of the free bonuses with the second link down below, because only after you register you're already going to get 10 USDT completely for free. Now, what if Bitcoin is actually not going to see any reactions at this specific area of support? In that case, of course, we are simply going to look for lower. We can actually talk about the price targets below 100,000 US dollars. However, if there is going to be a reaction, once again, make sure you're definitely paying attention to the Bitcoin chart itself. Now, what is now going to be the first major area of resistance you should really be aware of? In a case then, we are going to start pushing towards the upside. You really need to be aware of the first higher term time frame area of resistance we can right now identify on the daily time frame, because only a couple of hours ago we confirmed a brand new level that is right now landing at approximately 106.8 thousand US dollars. Let me put this level directly in the folder because it's really not a random level. It is aligning very nicely, and I would say almost to the exact dollar accuracy, with the most important Fibonacci ratio, which is going to be the golden pocket. So it clearly does look like significant area of resistance above us in a case we are going to see a push up, but nevertheless also a significant area of support below us in a case Bitcoin right now is going to go lower, which in my opinion is definitely more probable. I am right now looking for another push down, at least below this specific low, and of course then ideally we could be looking for some kind of a bounce towards the upside. That is why all you have to do right now is to set an alert exactly below the recent low. Once the alert is triggered, you go to your computer, look at the chart, and of course watch for some kind of a reaction if it's going to occur. If it doesn't occur, we are going lower, we are forming a bigger ABC correction, but nevertheless, I am definitely paying myself on the move down because Bitcoin is simply going to hit a major area of support. Now, additionally, why I would really like to see another all-time high to happen, maybe after we hit our lower targets right here, or maybe of course once Bitcoin potentially bottoms out after we take out this specific low. The main reason for that is because Achler's stochastic CG oscillator on the daily time frame is right now being in the oversold area. That is definitely going to be a very nice bullish Bitcoin indication. Additionally, on the monthly time frame, we are also looking slightly more bullish. We are curving down right here, and the last time we started curving down on the Achlers, we definitely formed another all-time high, which is definitely going to be, if you look like that, another significant bullish Bitcoin indication. And also right now, what if we go with the golden cross indicator on the daily time frame? You're right now going to see we have gotten a golden cross only a couple of weeks ago. We got a push down, and usually it means after we get a golden cross right here, we start moving impulsively towards the upside. Because also, when we got it right here, Bitcoin got a push down, but then after that, we got another all-time high being formed on Bitcoin. So that is why I am telling to you, a lot of different indications are right now pointing out we are going to form another all-time high. The only most important question right now is, are we going lower towards the 96,000 US dollar area, or are we bottoming out at this specific level right here and already forming another all-time high? We are not guessing, we are going to wait for Bitcoin to decide, and that is simply why I am setting an alert exactly below the recent low right here. That is why if you're right now looking for another trade, I would simply say you can be already interested to fire another long position after we take out this specific low on some kind of a reaction towards the upside, ideally once the RSI indicator is also confirming a bullish divergence. That being said, lower low on Bitcoin, higher low on the RSI indicator. And that is also right now why, if you want to trade with us and take an advantage of the free 8,000 US dollar bonus, no KYC, no VPN, click the second link down below in the description, because only after you register you're going to get 10 USDT completely for free, and after you deposit you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.